Alright, we've talked a bit about whole steps and half steps before, but we're going to really concentrate on it now. When you're looking in your boxes, we've mentioned that between B and C and E and F is only one fret. All the others, there's two frets between them. So E, F, that's one fret. F, G is two frets. G, A is two frets. When it's one fret, it's called a minor step. It's also called a half step. When it's two of them, two frets, it's called a major step or a whole step. Now this has to do with the cultural and religious beliefs of the Greeks and the Romans that got passed on into our culture. The minor, the diminished, the feminine, or kill me, that's just what they believe. The female is smaller than the male. The female sound is different than the male sound. You can hear it in the notes. Now, there are a whole bunch of different patterns about how to combine these whole notes and half notes, or minor steps and half steps. There's all these different names for them. Steps, notes. Well, no, whole note, forget whole note. That's actually a time signature. So it's all steps, whole steps and half steps. Now, when you start with a particular note and play the pattern, that's known as playing in the key of whatever the note is, and then you play the pattern and you're in that key. For instance, C has no sharps or flats. So you would start on C, and the pattern for major is, the major scale is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Whole, whole, that's C, E, E, half, E, F, F, G, whole, G, A, whole, A, B is whole, B, C is half. If you were to start on a different note and run that pattern, you'd then be in the key of whatever the name of that note is, major, because it's the major scale. Now, one thing that always puzzled me when I was first starting is, well, why is C the one that has no sharps and flats instead of A? Because A was, the beginning of everything. You have to remember, this is coming out of the Christian church, which took a lot of the music systems that were in the Roman Empire and also from the Greek background. They converted it to their use, which that's what people do with all their music. And the person that all the music centered around was Christ. C. It's the norm. It's the natural. So all of your notes have to be natural. There are no sharps or flats. Sharping and flatting sharping is when you go up a fret. C, C sharp, B, go down a fret, B flat. That's what sharp and flat is. So basically, just as part of the theology, C became the middle, the center of all things. Like on a piano, middle C is right in the middle of the keyboard, and everything spreads out both ways from C. The other scales they take that pattern that started with C and they just restart it from the name of the note. But that's what we're going to be concentrating a lot on, these whole steps and half steps, as we get further in the book, because we're going to be using them to discuss keys. We're going to be discussing how chords are formed, how seventh chords are formed. There's a whole variety of things we're going to be working with. So it's important that you understand that a whole step is two frets, and a half step is one fret.